for them to get convinced about reincarnation is a little bit difficult task, But I actually personally I have met many Christians who believe in reincarnation. In 2 seconds they tell me they 100% believe in it. So, but anyway, that's why this deep explanation he gave. So basically, he's saying that no other scientific fact kind of is as conducive to our life, because otherwise, how can you explain that when we are even likes and dislikes? देख लो कि खाली ऐसे ही chance से तो नहीं है. It is definitely connected. So in that big spectrum of our entire existence, one life is just a little incident. So उसको हम इतना selfish ढंग से अगर देखेंगे तो हमारा ही नुकसान होएगा basically. And then one point that I forgot to mention, which is going to be in this verse, is look at the people of the past, how they acted, and look at the great people who are acting now. Because what it is that intuitively sometimes we don't know what is the right thing to do, because we get swayed by our likes and dislikes. That's why the Shastras and the explanation of Swamis and all that is so important, because somebody who has already reached that higher state and now they are explaining how to do it. And so Nachiketa is telling his father, look at all the great people, how they behaved when they came across a dilemma in their life, And sometimes those people of the past, things may not be applicable in the present time, but at that time, in the present time, we should look at the great people. Just say right now, people are listening to Sadhguru and all the present people who have achieved the highest thing, and now they can guide us and tell us how to do it. So keep that in mind too. It is going to come in this. Okay, go ahead.
The stanza now under review hints at the sublime truth that our present existence is not a mere accidental happening, but is a measured link shaped out by ourselves, which makes the chain of life complete, connecting the dead past with the unborn future. These words indicate not only that there were many incarnations taken by the ego in us in the past, but also that it shall again continue manifesting in numberless incarnations in the future too. In short, the present life in this form upon earth is but an incident in the eternal existence of the soul.
So this is what I mentioned, that it is just it's a vast life, and this is just a small incident, one life. Okay.
Generations after generations come upon the surface of the earth, feed themselves, grow to maturity, breed their kind, and die away, yielding their place to the new crowd of the latest generation. This idea has been here expressed in this unforgettable metaphor taken from the birth, growth, and decay of the seasonal weeds. Weeds grow up during the rainy season and soon thrive themselves to flower forth, and in a couple of months they fulfill themselves in their seeds and die away. So too, man must yield his place for his children to flourish.
So here, he gave that example of things growing in the field and then just going away, and then the others coming. And it's kind of interesting that this whole conversation is with Yama. Yama is the Lord of Death. And later on, I will bring that out. I think Tejo Mayanaji explained that who Yama is. He's also called Dharmaraj. And, he's the one who's a disciplinarian. That's why I call Yam Niyam, because he disciplines. And death is like a discipline, and also like you need this power of annihilation. Otherwise, the world cannot go on. Imagine if nobody died. Then this world cannot go on. So it is absolutely necessary part of the whole cycle. But when we are in one particular life, we forget that. The only reason we compromise and all that, होता है यही है, अभी मजा कर लो, बाद में, if we know कि उसका consequences बुरा होगा, we will not do it. But we kind of forget it. So he's just reminding his father. So I think we might have to stop here, because time ho gaya. But anybody so far, whatever we have learned in this, any question on that? No? Question, comment? It's like, the way the Upanishad or the Swamis and all, they're very blunt. They don't say like goody goody stuff that we want to hear. They tell you the truth. So like this in India, when we were growing up, talking about death or something is considered like, oh no, don't talk about that. Ashubh hai, ye hai, wo hai. Yahan par aisa kuch nahi hai. Ekdam seedha, bluntly you talk about it because that's a part of life. So
Umaji, if nobody has any questions, then can we finish reading till the end of this stanza?
Yeah, if everybody has time to stay and I just sometimes I feel that if I don't want to overdo it, but if all of the whole as a whole class you feel like that, I don't have any problem.
Because Meena ji is doing a very good job. I think in a few minutes she'll finish.
Okay.
If she continues.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Nachiketa is here hinting to his father that life must necessarily end after a period of existence, and that compared to the endless time, the lifespan of an individual ego living on this globe is but momentary. The general import suggested is that when life is so fleeting, why should one stoop down to perpetrate adharmas, tempted by one's own delusions and false attachments? This is indeed a very strong argument raised by the son to help his father to come to a final decision and allow the youngster to leave for the palace of death, and thus thereby fulfill the idler words of the father.
Okay, so we discussed that he just said that this because the life is so fleeting, we should not succumb to the dharma and let me go. Okay.
Besides, Nachiketa discusses with his father the correct way of discriminating between dharma and adharma during moments of high tensions in life. Many are the moments when a faithful seeker feels lost on the path of life, not knowing what is dharma and what is adharma. At such moments of Arjuna sthiti, the advice that the Shruti gives us is remember how our forefathers acted, consider also how others, sages and holy men of the day, now act.
So here is what I was telling you, that even Swamiji brought this up, that Arjun's sthiti is a confusion ka sthiti, dilemma ki sthiti. So, and then Arjun surrendered to Krishna Bhagwan, and Krishna Bhagwan brought him the knowledge of the Upanishads. Krishna Bhagwan, many times said, I'm bringing you what the wise men say. He used those words, wise men, in the past, because, it's a known fact that if I don't know what to do, I turn to a wise person to tell me, because they know, they have experience, they know what to do, and they know the correct thing. Go ahead.
This is a very significant advice which is to be noted by all true seekers. At moments of moral and ethical challenges in our lives, it is not always possible for all of us to keep cool and bring our senses of judgment and discrimination to work out the pros and cons, and to provide us with a final verdict as to the right mode of action which we were to pursue. Here is, then, the practical tip for the aspirant. Thus, at such moments, we are to consider how the great masters of old acted under similar circumstances. Maybe the occasion that has arisen for us to react is one which was unknown in the days of yore. For example, traveling in a crowded tram is certainly an occasion possible today, but a parallel of which we may miss in the records of the past. And so how to act in a tram, or what are the dharmas to be followed in a tram, are to be known and copied from those noble ones who are living and acting today. Consider also how others act now.
See how precise Nachiketa is. He's saying that past mein jo kiya hai, but there could be some example that are not relevant. So then you follow the noble people of today. That's what he's saying. Huh?
Thus, with reference to the chaste actions of the great ones of the past and the present, we can always instruct ourselves upon what is good and what is bad.
Go ahead.
That's it, I think.
Oh, मेरे में दो paragraph और है. I don't know. You want me to just read it? This is the interpretation given by Shankaracharya ji, and the majority of Indian commentators follow it. After all, to die is not anything mysterious or unique. He is but one in the endless march of dying crowd, first of many who will come after one in the midst of his contemporaries. So basically the same idea that, this is Shankaracharya ji also interpreted it like that. And then it says he sends his gaze of meditation to the Anu, means the predecessors, means the people who have come before, and then towards the other direction to meet those who are coming after him. He's so intelligent that he's looking at both sides. That's what he's saying. To everyone, the lot is the same, and the classical couplet describe how, like corn meant to rots to be reborn again, one of the earliest declaration expressing the theory of transmigration in Hindu thought. The earliest is of course in Brahad Aranyaka. So he's just telling you that basically, that we discussed that this is the foundation, one of the foundations of our Sanatan Dharma is the reincarnation theory. And I remember that long time ago when I joined the study group, then there's some new people came, and one of them said in the class, I don't believe in this theory of who knows and all that. So our teacher told her, then this study will not be useful for you. If you actually believe in your heart and you're not willing to change that thinking, it will be useless, because that is a foundation, that this life is just a little experience, and and the vast experiences of life, so that we need to be kind of firm in that understanding that it is like this, the reincarnation theory. Okay, any comment, question? We still have some time.
What I really like about the example given here about the tram is that it makes it so relatable to us, Otherwise, commonly we are told that if you are in a dilemma and you don't know how to act, always refer to the great thinkers or the great teachers and masters. But here is, they are bringing you down to people who are living and acting today. So when you look at them, then you feel that, okay, he can do it today, and so can I. I thought that was very valuable. Yeah.
So true. Yeah. Because हम लोग कभी कभी सोचते हैं ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता, फिर कोई एग्जाम्पल हमको सामने दिख जाता है कि ऐसा हो सकता है, बिकॉज से उसने किया ऐसा. So that previous topic that Joe was talking about, and I said, let's continue. Joe, if you want to say something, now I forgot exactly what you were talking about.
No, I just meant that when you are born, and like the slok said, your ratio of sattvic, tamasic, rajasic is already divided for you, and the situation is divided for you, because you could be born in Bill Gates' house as a daughter, or in Afghanistan as a daughter. And so now you cannot expect both of them to be doing what they are doing. But in our system, this is based on our past karma and desires. And so that's why the reincarnation theory is very important. And then everything works from there. And the moment you realize, go in a karma mode, means you are not doing it, then it changes the whole perspective. And you enjoy what you do. And it reminds me of one story where I think the princess got arrested in a minaret long time, and the guy wanted to rescue her, and he took a sting and he put a little honey on it and tied it to this cheetah or one of the ant. And ant kept climbing up for the honey and reached all the way to the top of the minaret. Same way in our life, we keep going for this pleasure, and we get more pleasure than we do that thing, then we do the other thing. So like teaching Sanskrit or doing yoga, again, is leading us towards that. And all those actions happen by itself. Because we start feeling better. We don't do because we feel that, oh, we have to do it, but we just start doing because we enjoy doing it.
So who's doing yoga?
So dharma, I can add to that, is your sadharma is to raise your family, supposing. So you may end up doing a job, whatever is available, to raise them. Now, if you're very wealthy, you don't have to worry about the job. So all that is part of the equation.
I think to me the beauty of this path is what Krishna Bhagavan is saying. Everybody has a chance to evolve regardless of the circumstances and what are you born with. Right. So when we go in the मेरे को इससे क्या मिला, that's what it is. That, no bahana is good enough to say I can't do this. That's what he's saying. Whatever your swadharma is, you take that, you start that and do it, and stay steadfast in your duty. जो तुमको भगवान ने talents दिए हैं, जो तुमको tendencies दिए हैं, उनको निखार लो अच्छे से. उनको विकृत मत बनाओ, उनको निखार के and use that for lok sangrah. So like our teacher used to say, whatever talent you have, bring it out. And because Chinmaya Mission became the platform. Somebody was singing, they were singing bhajan. Somebody was good in writing, doing that. Somebody was good in cooking, plenty of opportunity to cook and do that. And then we all were doing it for a higher purpose. There was a big community, and then, you're doing it for that. And it was so amazing. And sometimes it so happened, people said, oh my God, I didn't even know I had this talent. Because they had suppressed it so bad. Because of whatever, their parents or in-laws or whatever did. And suddenly here they got the chance and they did such a fantastic job. So sometimes in the families and all, the talents get suppressed. But if given the right environment, they come out and people feel so happy to do that, That also happens.
But Joe said that we are born with the equation, equal, Rajasic, Tamasic, these qualities.
Not equal. No.
He said, no, we are born with some qualities.
We are born with ratios of all three.
Yeah. Ratios are equal ratios.
No.
It is depending on what you did in your previous life. Your ratio is determined by
ratios that. But then you can change it in this life also.
You can change, but I'm saying that's the way you start.
That's the way you are born. Okay, all right.
Then you end up in Geeta class or you go to the movies all the time. So it depends.
But sometimes people can go for movie for 20 years and suddenly they wake up and they start coming to Geeta class.
Like us, like me.
But Shireen, with you, I was so amazed that you really didn't study anything formally. That's what I understood. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you so quickly kind of got in tune with it, So you must have done so many things in your previous life.
In my previous life, I did something, but I must have left it in half.
No, but think, just because you didn't, you can continue the spiritual sadhana, so hundreds of different ways, and that's what it is. That lot of swamis are there who never studied formally anything, but once they got self-realized, all the gyan came to them. And I think, what's the name of that swami who didn't speak much? Ramana Maharishi.
Ramana Maharishi.
He never went to a formal school. He never studied, but after he got self-realized, he knew about Geeta, everything. He did the whole Sanskrit. There is a book. We studied in Chinmaya Mission. I forgot the name of it. It is. verses by Swami Ramana Maharishi. In Sanskrit he wrote. Imagine. You know? So your sadhana can happen many different ways. And you will come to that full circle.
Yes. I believe not in going to school, actually. I would like to do those things.
You know, what you said is so true, because this originally जो हमारा Indian system था ना, it was exactly opposite of what the school system is right now. It was like they were sitting out in the open, did everything practically. Remember that? And you know, like you learned about the Brahma Gyan as well as the thing outside that kept your mental balance. Now they go to school, they go learn how to earn money, but they don't know how to manage their mind, and then everything goes, you know, that's why we need so many therapists, psychiatrists and all that. And पुराने ज़माने में किसी ने बोला कि अगर किसी घर गृहस्थी वाले को भी प्रॉब्लम है, वो जाके स्वामी के पास बैठ जाता था. And then they would get advice and all, but that whole system is not available right now. It's so sad. You know?
Plus,
Actually, the environment helps you. Environment where you're born, they can uplift you.
Plus, they have so many festivals, so many pujas. All year is crowded with. अब नवरात्रे हैं, फिर दशहरा आया, फिर दिवाली.
I know, it's so much fun to, you know, if you do it in the right spirit, you are constantly in touch with the higher self, right?
Right.
With fun and games, you know. And the movie we saw together, remember, Shireen, and few of us went to see that Hare Krishna wali movie.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. And उसमें उन्होंने बोला कि just Prabhupada ji, when he came and he didn't know how he should spread the word of Krishna, and all these teenagers were around him, you know, who were like, half were like drug addicts and run away from home and all that. And he asked them, so what do you like to do? So they said, we love to dance, we love to eat, and we love to have fun. So he said, okay, I'm going to feed you good food, I'm going to teach you dancing, and you do what I say, and you will, and say, what are you looking for? Happiness. You will get happiness. उनको कृष्ण का खाना खिलाया, कृष्ण का डांस सिखाया, कृष्ण का सब कुछ किया, सब बदल गए. वो ड्रग एडिक्ट से स्वामी बन गए सारे. And some of them became like heads of other things and all, and it truly transformation. It was not like some, they were pretending to be. They had a complete change. So he said, I will give you what you want, but उसका direction सही होना चाहिए. You know, उन्होंने सारे गलत काम छोड़ दिए फिर. It was such an interesting movie. I think it's available on I saw it on Netflix or somewhere, Amazon Prime, one of the places. Whoever has not seen, see it.
What is the name of the movie, Umaji?
अभी मेरे को नाम नहीं, I'll search the exact name, but it is about Prabhupada ji's life.
Okay.
हाँ, मैं link भेजूंगी. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, Srila Prabhupada did a very wonderful job. And from my personal experience, I will say that if he's not around here, my all 3 children would not know nothing about religion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because of that, and now my 2 granddaughters, they know what is God and how to do things little bit, At least whatever they know the right way,
Good, very nice. Yeah, all these great people they came for a purpose, and they came and they did all that, and that's why even after they leave this earth, their mortal body, the whole thing continues. It grows and grows and grows, and same with Chinmayanand ji, Vivekanand ji, Prabhupada ji, all of them. Yeah. Good. Or kuch?
Nothing, fine.
Shall we close the class?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Very nice to see all of you,
Okay.
and we will see you again. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
It's a very good day of utilized also. We feel like we met everybody here.
I know,
Yeah,
it's so
it's
wonderful.
very
I look forward to it, to seeing all of you. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Umaji.
Thank you.
And good seeing everyone. Yes.
Enjoy the whole week. Thank you, Maji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Have a good week.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Thank you, everybody. Special thanks to Uma and thanks to everybody else.
For me, special thank to everyone. Because of you guys, I also benefiting so much.
But if you weren't there, we wouldn't be here. Right?
It's a mutually admiration society over here.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah.
Umaji, God sent you at the right time for us.
You know what our Acharya used to say, Meera ji, they said, तुम सबकी वासना मुझे यहाँ पर लेकर आई है to do this. So that's how I feel. And I feel so thrilled क्योंकि जब मैं यहाँ पर आ रही थी सैन डिएगो, मैंने बोला ओ मेरी स्टडी ग्रुप का क्या होगा. And I mean, Krishna Bhagwan had, and you guys, all of you are so wonderful. You know.
And you came from Texas, right?
Was that? Yeah, I came, but we were in California originally. But
from Texas, you know, we pulled you here.
I know, and I'm so happy to be here. The great weather, the great everything, and you know, our class is just absolutely wonderful. It gives me energy. You know, like I wanna study more deep. I want to do all that because you guys are, you know, like that. The energy is fantastic of our class, and just let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
ठीक है.
Thank you.
मिलते हैं अगले हफ्ते.
Yeah, that's it.